Hello, dear friends. Union in freedom is light, and domination based on division is darkness. The trend is toward less and less government and more freedom, less and less bureaucracy and more free union. Projects that are not anchored in light will not succeed, and if they do, they will not last. Opinion piece. World government, divine qualities, unity or freedom. The West is losing power. It depends on who governs. Rise of emerging economies. The bell of freedom has rung. The trend is towards freedom. Canada's economy is crumbling. Trump will eliminate income tax. Prophecies for 2025 include a collapse. Argentina will have free trade with the US. Apple presents an artificial intelligence chip. There will not be a basic universal income, but a high one. Let's start. A world government or a single world government, what to choose, asks Steve Biko. If we start from the top down, we can see that whether we like it or not, we are heading towards a world government. At the top, we are all one. The highest orders of angles are one. The highest order of our own species describes itself as a monad, collective intelligence, group of souls, etc. Where are we? All of nature tends towards unity. Natural laws, universal laws, leads us towards unity. So why do we think we will escape that movement? It is only when you and I reach the level where we agree to spend our entire lives so that so many difficulties appear. We are hungry, we are thirsty, we are tired, we are cold. We have to take care of all those things, whereas anyone in any higher dimension does not. But that doesn't change the fact that we are still one. If we start from the assumption that we are all one, we would not be proven wrong. But very few people in this dimension would see that. Anyone in a higher dimension would see that immediately. The trend is towards less and less government and more freedom. Once we have ascended, there will be no need for supposedly protective laws. We will be eternally drenched in a love of such purity that no thoughts other than those of love will ever arise. Galactic society. We are being propelled by natural forces towards ascension, which will be an experience of love of such quality that the ego will fall silent and all barriers of separation will disappear. Meanwhile, government will evolve in unison with us. From congresses and parliaments to councils of 12 wise elders in a holistic and holographic galactic society. The absence of a world government will not prove practical when we encounter other civilizations on other planets. What we want is for our elected officials to reflect divine qualities rather than the degrading vices that many currently exhibit. We want honest government, and we have clearly not had that for some time. What are the divine qualities? Courage, generosity, self-confidence, love, peace. Sometimes the divine comes down as a messiah or avatar, such as Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, and others. These messengers model the behavior that will lead us to fulfill the purpose of life, to know who we really are, and to behave in a way that fulfills the purpose of life. One journalist wrote that there would be some reforms, but after a while everything would go back to the way it was. I don't think so, because the energy of the planet is constantly increasing, and that energy doesn't favor negativity or darkness, but divine states. Matthew said that projects that are not anchored in light will not succeed, and if they do, they will not last. I can afford to wait for a second helping of the Trump team, but the helpings of anything will become less and less. Galactic control. According to Kavamur, the human white hats are not the ones in control. They are just traveling with the Galactic Federation. Our reality is about to change completely in the blink of an eye, and all of that will become obsolete. The entire history of humankind has led us to this moment, and we will be the ones to witness it. Everything is moving slowly to give you the opportunity to figure it out on your own. There is no danger. There is no trick. This is really happening. Reactions are being evaluated to determine how quickly things will develop. Sightings will increase until there is no denying what is happening. Then change will occur. UFOs are not a distraction. We humans are already very distracted. They are here to wake us up. They are the true parents of humanity, the protectors of the earth, our spiritual guides and their souls incarnated as humans. They are the biblical angels of light. They are higher dimensional beings who use technology and have magical abilities that would seem divine to us. They can travel light years instantly through portals. There are practical reasons why they use motherships. If all this seems like nonsense to you, don't worry. It will soon make sense. The shift is coming and you will be changed in the blink of an eye. This is the biblical rapture and ascension. Not everyone will experience open contact and full disclosure. Evil people will be left behind. Prophecies. The year 2025 could mark a key point of transformation related to Pluto entering Aquarius, a sign of social and technological change. There are also interpretations that suggest the arrival of a new era of knowledge and spirituality. Although the end of the world of 2012 was misinterpreted, some believe that this later period marks a transition to a new era, which could blossom in 2025, 12 years later, with a more developed collective consciousness. Prophecies for 2025 include a collapse of the global financial system, increased unemployment and social unrest in large cities, a possible earthquake in Japan, and volcanic eruptions in Italy and Indonesia, the possible discovery of microbial life on Mars, and possible ET contact during sporting event, and the emergence of a charismatic leader in Brazil. The Economist's The World Ahead cover also suggests similar themes for the near future, such as conflict, technological advances, and global tension. Geopolitical tensions are expected in certain regions, but also collaborative efforts to resolve global conflicts and a rise in emerging economies, especially in Asia. Elon Musk says there will not be a universal basic income, but a very high universal income, where there will be no scarcity and everyone will be able to have the goods and services they want thanks to artificial intelligence. Is he talking about Yisara? Long life freedom. USA. Donald Trump named Person of the Year by Time magazine. He was also Time magazine's Person of the Year in 2016. Trump offers businesses a huge incentive. Trump says he will eliminate personal income tax. President Milei will also eliminate 90% of taxes. Argentina will establish free trade with the US. According to Sinfu, Mexico sides with China in $100.2 billion in deals after Donald Trump's tariff threats. According to Ariel Proletari One, Saudi Arabia is the new Dubai with a Trump twist. Its plan to diversify the economy beyond oil is something Iraq is also doing. According to Kitco News, the biggest economic change since the Nixon shock will come in 2025. Can Trump save the dollar? J.R. MacLeod believes it's impossible for Trump to stop the de-dollarization process, regardless of how much success he may achieve. Actor Mel Gibson gave a great speech at a dinner at Mar-a-Lago on Tuesday. The Hollywood system is controlled by pedophiles, according to the actor, who described them as wolves in sheep's clothing who prey on our young people, in quotes. Donald Trump invited Chinese President Xi Jinping to attend his inauguration. UCLA student expelled from class for voting for Donald Trump. Trump vehemently opposes Ukraine firing missiles into Russia. ABC News reveals that 1 million Ukrainian soldiers have died in 2.5 years. Biden commutes approximately 1,500 sentences and grants 39 pardons in the largest act of clemency in a single day in modern history. Israel steps up preparations to strike Iran's nuclear facilities. Biden rushes to sell part of border wall before Trump takes office in an attempt to hamper President-elect's effort to secure a border. Texas is willing to buy all parts of border wall. New drone theory from George Eaton. Government would use tracking drones to locate nuclear bombs brought into country, in quotes. USAF documents reveal a purge of the straight white male population in the officer ranks. The countdown continues to stop Trump from taking office. They have a multi-layered plan to thwart him, but Trump says it won't work. This won't be a conventional inauguration. There is a lot going on, and there is a kind of static in the air. A major event related to volcanic activity is set to occur this month. Many are still waiting for the outcome of the Branson case. The bell of freedom has rung. They are trying everything to change the news cycle, and instill fear in people. They are trying to make people believe that we are being invaded by drones. Economy. Mark Farber believes that there is risk of the market crashing if investors sell. Andy Shetman says gold reputation is accelerating and the West is losing power. With current tensions between the BRICS alliance and the US, an expert says that most nations will eventually ditch their dollar reserve for Bitcoin. According to David Lin, the debt crisis could trigger a revolt in the bond market and a rise in interest rates. The Bank for International Settlements warns that government debt is the greatest threat to global economic stability. Eurasian Union and Emirates conclude talks on economic partnerships. Apple unveils advanced AI chip with logo depicting original sin in the Garden of Eden, name literally meaning trans demon. Unlike Google's chip, this one is not quantum. Canada's economy is crumbling, and since Trump mentioned tariffs, the Canadian Central Bank changed its stance and raised rates. The ECB keeps cutting them. Inflation is on the rise. According to B2B Mayer, private central banks issued the public currency in the form of loans and at interest. That is why all nations today are drawing in the liberally created but unnecessary debt. The goal was to tie people to private bankers. According to Pierre Lassonde, the fall of the Roman Empire took 2,000 or 3,000 years. Initially, the devaluation of the currency was slow, about 1 or 2% per year. But one emperor accelerated it, devaluating the currency by 70% in just 3 years, triggering the destruction of the empire. Middle East. According to Paul Craig Roberts, Greater Israel is on the march. Syria no longer exists. Israel has sent tank columns into Syria with the intention of occupying it, backed by Washington. White hats say that we are saving Israel for last, in quotes. Turkey's reward is that Erdogan can now carry out military operations against the Kurds who were protected by Syria. Russia was not willing to fight as hard in defense of Syria as Washington and Israel were to fight for its downfall. The path to Iran is clear. The West has regained its hegemony with Russia's defeat in Syria. Europe. Christine Lagarde says the European economy is losing momentum. Mark Faber thinks the European economy is on the brink of disaster. Cyrus Janssen says the US has bankrupted the German economy. Germany says Syrians are no longer refugees and asks them to return home. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni was named by Politico magazine as the most powerful person in Europe for 2025. Ukraine. Putin believes that a new Russian missile reduces the need to use nuclear weapons. The price of electricity in Ukraine will rise by more than half. Trump's ceasefire in Ukraine aims to protect the West from defeat. The US grants $1 million loan to Ukraine with frozen Russian assets. Russia's spy chief says Moscow is close to achieving its goals in Ukraine. China. China wants to destroy the dollar from within. It issues bonds in dollars for $2 billion. China embargoes key minerals for chips from the US: gallium, germanium, and antimony. China restricts the supply of drone parts to Western countries. More than 50 Chinese aircraft and ships passed near Taiwan in apparent maneuvers. US imports of Chinese vehicles hit an all-time high of $2.9 billion between January and October. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.